Jake Cook. This message is a direct and formal cease and desist order. Since 2021, your content has developed an unhealthy public fixation on me, which has now escalated to clear harassment. Effective immediately and without exception, I formally demand that you cease and desist in posting any further content, specifically your marathons of old 2010s videos concerning me. Your focus on me has a clear escalating timeline. 2021, you posted 3 separate marathons that mostly featured unrelated content, with only one video about me among the rest. 2023, your obsession became undeniable when you began posting marathons dedicated solely to bad faith propaganda and commentary targeting me. Most recent incident, Crucial Connection. Your latest marathon that you posted on September 29, 2025, mirrored the first 3 of the turfies, now known as Michelana, prefer pronouns they, them, 4 old abuse apologia videos from 2014 and 2017. Going forward, you must respect their identity and use they, them pronouns when referring to Michelana. Your actions are not a fair analysis. They're pure propaganda. You have deliberately assembled more than hour-long marathons of other people's old content with the clear purpose of teaching your audience to hate and resent me. This is hypocritical, as the old videos you recall were themselves propaganda. You have refused to acknowledge the valid reason for my boundary against my detractors continually calling me out. That reason is simple and non-negotiable. My critics were continually throwing old drama from 2011 and 2012, which I genuinely attempted to leave behind, back in my face with a vengeance. This entire campaign of harassment was solely because I refused to concede to their favorite Lion King hate boy who had already left YouTube in April 2013. The harassment must stop. Your claim that the conflict was simply a reaction to me commenting on Confused Matthew is a lie by omission. The true source of this vindictive, childish, and close-knit resentment from the commentary community lies in its in-group cohesion and favoritism towards Super Godzilla 12, or SG-12 for short. This favoritism led the community to give SG-12 a free pass for saying and doing the very awful things that they had correctly put Confused Matthew on blast for. The commentary committee was right to call out Confused Matthew's original 2008 review of The Lion King, which contained incorrect analysis and violent eliminationist remarks like someone needs to eat this thing when referencing to Simba. My focus and my subsequent harshness was directed at Super Godzilla 12 because he gleefully endorsed that flawed and cruel review as somehow the best source of information on The Lion King at the very beginning of his 2010 Lion King 2 review. I first called out SG-12 in the spring of 2011, and in 2012, after I made my zero-tolerance stance on such eliminationist rhetoric clear, SG-12 confirmed my worst fears by expressing his own vile power fantasies in his own 2012 review of The Lion King. Despite correctly calling out Confused Matthew's original Lion King review, the commentary committee rallied their troops against me to defend their in-group favorite, Super Godzilla 12, from being held to the same standard of scrutiny. The community's inaction and preferential defense of SG-12 was the number one culprit. By failing to be consistent in their critiques and defending one of their own from accountability, they created the conditions that forced my regrettably harsh reaction. The core drama involving Super Godzilla 12 should have reached its natural conclusion in 2013 when the persona was retired in April 2013. The commentary committee chose to keep this conflict alive, using any excuse they could find to continue and unnecessarily escalate the tension long after the original instigator had departed. Jake Cook, you're the representative figurehead of this current post-bandwagon persistence of the grudge. For your records, my views on Confused Matthew have significantly changed. I no longer have any issues with him, as he has abandoned his antagonistic ways and punitive rhetoric by the time of his Lion King re-review on September 27, 2014. By May 1st, 2017, he had fully cleaned up his act and no longer displays a superiority complex. I consider that past issue resolved and obsolete, and you are to stop harping on my past reactions to him. Effective immediately, any future discussion of this past drama regarding me must meet two non-negotiable conditions required for basic self-care and protection of my boundaries. Number one, acknowledge the origin. You must explicitly acknowledge the foundational 2011 to 2012 Super Godzilla 12 incident and the commentary community's preferential endorsement of his actions as the undisputed origin of this conflict. This history will no longer be omitted or dismissed as unrelated nor old news. Number two, respect boundaries. You are absolutely forbidden from complaining about or attempting to change my feelings or my established boundaries. Any questions or comments must be open-ended, free of any prior contempt, and focus on acknowledging the historical truth. Failure to comply with these terms, especially by continuing to lie by omission of the SG-12 root cause, or by continuing to post content about me, will result in immediate zero-tolerance blocking and reporting. This is an unconditional order. Please obey it.